Hey, what's up guys? Houston here. Look, if you're trying to avoid a hard pull on your personal credit file, but you're still trying to raise $50,000 or more, I'm going to show you some of the best institutions you should be looking at. Now, hopping right into this, the first one is Citibank. Okay, so with Citibank, you can do EIN only in order to get access to this card. Now, here's the thing about it in terms of with Citibank for the City Costco card, I always tell people to go inside and apply. For whatever reason, you have a higher chance of getting a higher limit when you go inside. Not saying you won't get a higher limit if you do it online, but it just makes the process much faster, and sometimes you get a more speedier response as well. Now, here's the thing about it. With Citibank, usually they're going to pull your Experian business, okay? Now, sometimes with co-partners, say it was this personal card, they will pull Equifax. But since it's the business, it's going to be only the EIN, okay? EIN business, all right? So that's one thing about this here card I want you to know. Number two, some people would wonder, well, how many trade lines do I need to start applying for this card? Well, here's the thing about it. Always tell people you should have at least 4 to 5 business trade lines that are reporting to Experian, Equifax, Small Business Financial Exchange. All right, before you start applying for business credit card, it just helps build the foundation. And I'll make a separate video that explains it. As a matter of fact, I probably got several videos that explain it. But going back to what I'm saying is that you don't need a whole lot of trade lines. Now, here's another thing that I would definitely tell you guys is that yes, they're going to look at stated income when going after this. Now, some people, well, how many years do I have to be in business in order to get this card? Now, some people say they had to wait 2 years. That's not true. Again, the problem they may have had to wait 2 years is because they may not have the proper trade lines on the credit. Okay, and when you don't have the proper trade lines on the credit, this is why sometimes we get denied business credit cards, or you may have a mismatch of addresses. So your business credit file address may not be matching the address that you put on the application. Okay, so this can raise a red flag as well. So I have a little hack that's going to help you all to get a higher approval with business funding, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. All right, now the next credit card you want to look at is Capital One Tap. Now, here's the thing about it with Capital One Tap. They're focused more on revenue based, all right? And as you can see here, they will give up to $50,000. Now, here's the thing about it. In terms of they use Plaid. So if you have a business bank account that connects to Plaid, they're going to use that to verify revenue coming in. Now, here's the thing that's shaky about Capital One Tap, because you may say, hey, I'm making XYZ. And so you may have recycled that money, right? But it wasn't real revenue that was coming into the business. Now, here's the thing that happens. They may double back and ask you, hey, can we see some invoices? All right. Now you have a challenge there. So that's the reason I tell people you have to be very careful with this Capital One Tap card, because if you're not able to provide them with the proper documentation, even after you approve, they will lock up the card. Okay, so be careful with that. Now, the secret hack I wanted to tell you about is with Fundo. Okay, so Fundo is a merchant cash advance, right? And so as you can see here, they get you funding up to $10,000. Now, here's the thing about it I want you all to pay attention to. These are the institutions or the people that they would loan money to: freelancers, small business contractors, sellers, right? And please understand, with Fundo, they don't offer loans in California and New York. So sorry for you guys with Fundo. But moving forward, they use Plaid as well to verify that you have income coming into the business. The minimum income you have to have is $1,500, and you only have to be in business for 90 days. Now, here's where the hack comes in at. If you say that you got approved for $5,000, All right. What I would do if I were you, I would take that $5,000. I would pull my credit report. All right. And if you don't know what your real credit report looks like, click the link in the description for that. But I would pull my real credit report and I would look at all the open revolving accounts on the credit file. Okay. Now, I would set those revolving accounts up from smallest to largest. Then I would take that $5,000 and try to pay down or pay off as many of those accounts either to zero or at least under 10%. The reason is something's going to change with your credit file within the next 48 to 72 hours. That something is your Vantage score is going to change immediately, right? So then when your Vantage score jump up to 680, 700, not your FICO score, but your Vantage score, okay? When it jumps up to that 680, 700, then what I would do, I would go to an institution like BCU, all right? And I would join BCU. You join BCU through the Money U Foundation, which is $5. Life Money U Foundation, which is $5, but they're waived at $5. But when I join them, I would open up a personal checking account and a business account and a savings account. Now, I would tell you another key thing to doing it so that you can get a higher limit is I would also open up maybe like a CD or money market account, something that shows long term over 12 months. All right. And you can usually do one for like $500 or something like that. The reason I'm telling you that is because BCU being a Vantage score, Vantage TransUnion. So when you guys go over to Credit Karma and you're looking at your TransUnion, that's your Vantage score, right? So then I would take advantage of that Vantage score and I would get into that credit union and I would apply for this business credit card. Now, here's the thing about it that you do need to understand. With BCU, they may do a phone consultation, okay? So just be aware of that and be ready to answer any questions about your business, all right? But that's one hack I would do. I have another hack for you, so stick with me. Now, the next card you want to do with a soft pull is the Sam's Club. Now, Sam's Club, yes, you can go inside and apply for the Sam's Club card as well. As you know, like I said, it's through Synchrony, so you have to be very careful with them as well. But you can get this here with EIN only also. All right. Now, here's another institution that will give you a business credit card without the hard pull as well, and that's Citizens Bank. All right. Now, the credit card that you definitely want to go for is the one that offers 0%. Okay. You want the one that offers 0% for 12 months. All right. This is your best one. And sometimes they will give you convenience checks to liquidate the card. All right. So that's also an option or whatever. But you definitely want to go and get this here card. It's a community bank. So it is a level 2 institution, meaning that they don't have as many strict restrictions as the level 1 in order to get funding. But this is the card I would go after. All right. Now here's one more hack for you. Now if you have a car, here's what I would do. I would probably look up Yendo. Okay, and so with Yendo, they also give you up to $10,000, no impact on the credit. All right, so if you have a car with equity in it, they do a title loan. Even if you're still paying on the car, but the car has the equity in it, they'll still give you a title loan. Okay, and yes, you can get a Fundo loan, and if you have a car, I would get this. I would get a Yendo loan. So if you can get $10,000 total, hey, that's a winner chicken dinner to where you're able to pay down your revolving accounts and stuff and to put you in a higher position, not only with the Vantage scores, but also with your FICO 9 banks like Navy Federal to get their business credit cards also. So that's the hacks that I would use in order to leverage. I wouldn't just take the money and pay the bills. I would take the money to pay down the credit card debt and then leverage the credit scores to get higher funding with lower interest rate. That being said, another easy credit card with a soft pull that I would probably go after is the GM business card. Now, as you can see here, the GM business card, soft pull, 12 months. Now, it's going to pull Equifax, all right? Um, on the GM personal card is TransUnion, but you can get this without a hard pull on the credit file. All right, so just keep that in mind. Our last card that I want to show you all is a tier 2 is a tier 1 lender, and that's American Express. All right, and the cards that I would actually go after that would be the best to leverage off of is the 0% cards from American Express, the Blue Business Cash, the Blue Business Plus Cash. These are the best cards you can get to. And the reason that you can get these without a hard pull, because when you join American Express, 90% of the time, most people join, they start with a personal credit card. But once you're in with American Express, what ends up happening is that any other card you're applying for, they use internal scoring to see if you qualify. So they don't give you that hard inquiry. Now, here's the thing about it. Let's just say that American Express does approve you, okay, for a business credit card, but it's a low limit business credit card. I would probably wait 90 days, and then whatever the amount that they give you, I would tell you, you definitely want to make sure that you do not go over 3 times that amount. So if they give you 3,000, the maximum you want to apply for is 9,000. Okay, so whatever amount they give you, you multiply that times 3, and that's what you want to get approved for. All right. Now, here's another key thing that most people don't know about American Express. Once you have the American Express business credit card, and let's just say you're making around $3,000 a month, you don't have to be making. You also can get their line of credit after 1 year as well, with no hard pull on the credit file. Okay, so if this video helped you, put a comment. Let me know if this is good information. I really appreciate it. Thank you.